from Midtown Atlanta, this is CBS 46 News at 5.
This morning, Atlanta prepares to say a final farewell to a Fulton County detective killed in an ambush. The route the funeral will take today and how it could impact your travels.
Protests returned to Ferguson overnight, but not with the violence of the night before. We'll tell you where police stand in tracking down the person who shot two of their own.
This morning, Kroger is kicking in thousands of dollars in reward money. They'll find the men who killed someone outside one of its stores with an already bad reputation.
Good morning, I'm Jocelyn Cannell, and the weekend is almost here.
That's right. Good morning to you. I'm Vince Sims. It is Friday, March the
13th?
Friday the 13th, that's right. So, you know, that says it has some bad connotations to it. So let's go to Jen and Harry and let them deal with any bad news.
I'm not going to let you get to me, Vince.
It's not going to bring you down.
No, but in the rain's not going to bring me down either, and there's quite a bit of it, isn't there?
There is. And you know what? It's going to mess your morning commute. And I was just tweeting and putting on Facebook that it's going to mess up your date tonight, too. So whoever has a date, if you're going out, it's Friday night, date night, you are going to get wet. So make sure you grab an umbrella as you head out the door. Make sure that rain, and I didn't mean that you specifically. I don't know who has a date around here. I mean everyone at home that has a date. I have two kids, so I stay home and I watch movies. Outside right now, we've got a lot. I live vicariously. We've got a lot of rain over the area at 5:01 a.m., and it is just packed over the area. We're going to keep that off and on rain this morning, this afternoon, this evening. It's just going to be wet. If you're traveling along I-20 anywhere on the east side, you're going to have showers pretty much the entire way if you leave the door right now. But again, this is spotty off and on rain that we're seeing this morning, and that's what we're going to see this afternoon, this evening, and really through the day tomorrow as well. It is 54 in Atlanta, 56 in Marietta, 54 in Gainesville. We'll get colder today instead of warmer. The opposite of what we're supposed to do, right? It's actually going to be in the 40s this afternoon. It will be windy, cloudy, wet, and colder with the winds. It's going to feel like the 30s, so make sure you grab an umbrella and a jacket as you head out the door. Harry, is the rain affecting the roads at all?
Not right now. It will, I'm sure, starting at around 6:20, 6:30-ish or so. Today's the day to get out the door a little bit early because we always have a lot of fender benders because people, they follow too closely, and yet that's what ends up happening. A quick look here at I-75 at Windy Hill, pulled up a traffic camera, and everything looks good this morning. On your big three, we're going to stick with that. 75 Barrett Parkway to Brookwood in only 16 minutes. Georgia 400 Holcomb Bridge Road all the way down to Midtown in 17 minutes. And I-85, you are also clear. Sugarloaf Parkway all the way into Brookwood. That's 23.5 miles in 21 minutes, and that's traffic.
Time right now is 3 minutes after 5 o'clock, and happening today, in actually just about 4 hours, the law enforcement community will come together to honor one of their fallen brothers. Detective Terrence Green of the Fulton County Police Department was shot and killed in the line of duty last week. CBS 46's Will Frampton is live at Turner Field, where Green's funeral procession will begin later today. Will?
Good morning, Vince. You can expect to see a massive turnout by law enforcement from across the southeast. Here at Turner Field, they'll begin gathering at the parking lots here in front of the stadium around 10 a.m. Then the procession for College Park will leave here at 11 a.m. Now, Detective Terrence Green was shot and killed last Wednesday while responding to a 911 call. Investigators say Emmanuel Mengesha ambushed Green and several other officers when they got to his neighborhood. Green was shot in the back of the head as he was trying to run to safety. He served with Fulton County Police for 22 years. His friends and family tell us he was a loving father to 4 boys, and he was an active member of his church and a friend to virtually everyone he met.
We talked every Sunday. He always had a smile on his face. Always. Didn't mind doing anything.
The very last thing he said to me is that I can be whatever God said I can be, because I was going through a lot of struggles, and he understood. He was like a dearest friend to me, and he understood.
Green's funeral procession will feature hundreds, perhaps 1,000 or more law enforcement officers leaving Turner Field for World Changers International Church in College Park. That's where the service for Green will be held. Now, following that 11 a.m. service, the procession will go to Forest Lawn Memorial Gardens. That's also in College Park, and there, Detective Green will be laid to rest. Live at Turner Field, I'm Will Frampton, CBS 46 News.
And be sure to stay with CBS 46 today for continuing coverage of Detective Green's funeral. Now, along with live reports today at noon, 4, 5, and 6, you can also visit CBS46.com for updates.
Time right now is 5:04. It has been a much quieter night in Ferguson, Missouri. For the second night in a row, protesters gathered in front of the police department, but this time it was peaceful. Police are still looking for the gunman responsible for shooting 2 police officers early yesterday morning. Those officers were sent home from the hospital yesterday. The protest started back up after the resignation of Ferguson Police Chief Thomas Jackson. Some people want the entire department to resign. Well, this fall, Emory University here in Atlanta says it will offer a course on the impact of Michael Brown's shooting. Emory says the class will be called the Ferguson Movement, Power, Politics, and Protest. It says it will explore Brown's death and the aftermath in regards to race, politics, and power.
New developments for you this morning. The Norman, Oklahoma chapter of Sigma Alpha Epsilon says it's considering suing the University of Oklahoma and university president David Boren. Now, SAE has hired an attorney who says the fraternity is angry its members have been labeled bigots. The university dissolved the fraternity's OU chapter and kicked it off campus because of a video featuring frat members involved in racist chants. The clock is ticking for many new laws that Georgia senators and representatives are hoping to pass this year. Today is known as Crossover Day, and it's a time when bills without enough support are actually weeded out. CBS 46's Dante Renzulli is live at the Capitol to tell us what's in and, Dante, what's out.
Well, anytime the bill is trying to get passed into law, it has to be voted by both the Senate and the House of Representatives. Now, even though the legislative session isn't over yet, they're at the 30-day mark out of 40. And at this point, they're saying that any bill that hasn't been voted by one of those 2 houses by now doesn't have what it takes to make it to the end, so they're just going to cut it off early. Now, here are some of the bills we've been mentioning in the news that have made it past this critical deadline called Crossover Day. One of them's medical marijuana. Now, this has been a hot topic. It's only being used for prescription for people with certain disorders. It doesn't allow recreational use, but it's something that passed through the House, now going to be voted by the Senate. Also, there are 3 towns that want to be considered cities. They're called Tucker, La Vista Hills, and South Fulton. Now, 2 of those, La Vista Hills and Tucker, have been granted the authority to create their own city, and that means create their own police departments, and fire departments have more governing authority over their neighborhoods. South Fulton still has to be voted. There's a few more here. There's Rachel's Law. That's safe. That's the one that's going to increase the penalties against sex traffickers and human traffickers and make sure that they have to be registered as sex offenders if they're convincing young girls to go into prostitution. The Religious Freedom Bill, we've heard a lot about that. It redefines the freedoms that people are allowed to have practicing religion, especially in government buildings, and background checks for the private companies Uber and Lyft. For their cab drivers, they also have to cover a $1 million insurance policy. Now, just because those bills have made it this far doesn't mean they're definitely going to be laws, but they have a much better chance than the other ones who have to make it by the end of the day. We're going to tell you a little bit about which ones those are that are in danger of being cut if they don't get voted on. We're live out here at the Capitol. I'm Dante Renzulli, CBS 46 News.
Dante, thank you. It's 5:08 right now and 53 degrees. This morning, Kroger is offering a $25,000 reward to help find the men who shot and killed a father outside the Ponce de Leon store. 38-year-old Josh Ritchie was shot and killed Tuesday as he tried to stop 2 men from stealing his work truck. The moments before Ritchie's murder, look at this, are all caught on Kroger surveillance cameras. Atlanta police are trying to track down those 2 men right there seen riding in that black BMW. People who live in the area are growing increasingly concerned about their neighborhood's reputation.
I hope that people don't take that as a snapshot as Ponce de Leon or anything like that, because it seems like people are of the opinion that that's what that area is, but it really isn't.
Well, if you recognize the men in that video, police want to hear from you. You can call Crime Stoppers at the number you see right there on your screen. Crime Stoppers, by the way, is offering a $2,000 reward. That doesn't count the $25,000 Kroger has on the table.
Time right now is 5:09. I want to let you know your North Side Drive nightmare, well, it is over this morning. As you can see right there, the street is back open between Channing Drive and Collier Road. A contractor removing a tree stump accidentally broke a water main earlier this week, seriously damaging that street. Now, you will notice there are still a few barriers on the road, but today the lanes are open.
certified, Atlanta's most accurate forecast. Now, CBS 46 meteorologist Jennifer Valdez.
Good morning on this wet Friday. You will need an umbrella as you head out the door. You'll probably need a jacket too. Today will be much cooler than what we've seen all week. So you'll need both in order to stay happy, warm, and dry. Right now on radar, things are busy. We've got rain across the entire metro area. Right now in Atlanta, if you're driving on the downtown connector, you've got a little bit of rain there, some moderate rain moving through. Then along I-20 and 285, and then along I-20 on the east side, we've got some showers. South of the city, rain in Griffin, heading towards McDonough right now in Forsyth, city of Forsyth. You've got some rain. And North Georgia, again, spotty rain as well, especially as we take you into western Cherokee County and then up to Calhoun and Dalton along I-75. This will be what's going to happen today. Rain, rain, and more rain. So what you're seeing this morning isn't going to get much better. As we head through the day today, we'll see showers this morning until about lunchtime. Then we'll get a little bit of a break with spotty rain this afternoon, but then tonight we have a whole other batch of rain moving in. So most of the rain will happen in the morning until about lunchtime, and then we have another batch moving in tonight, and we may get a couple hours of dry weather in between, but it's still going to be windy, cloudy, and cooler. Then tomorrow morning, waking up to a few showers at 8 a.m. with off and on showers through lunchtime. Notice not as much rain tomorrow as today, but still we've got that chance of rain all the way through the afternoon and evening. For today, it will be cloudy and cool. Highs will only be in the 40s all afternoon. It's actually going to be cooler this afternoon than what we're seeing right now. On top of that, we've got winds from the east at 10 to 20 miles an hour, so that will make it feel even cooler. It's going to feel more like the low 40s this afternoon, so definitely a big change compared to what we had the rest of the week. Tomorrow will get much warmer, but we still have that 50% chance of showers. Then by Sunday, it will be dry and 73. So out of both days this weekend, obviously Sunday's the better day to get things done. Then we'll keep it dry for the next couple of days, and as we head into St. Patrick's Day, our next chance of rain doesn't even arrive until next Thursday. Harry, is the rain affecting traffic at all?
Well, you know what? This is what I love about our technology. Look at you want to know what it's like on the top end of the perimeter, Jen? Look at your television screen, folks at home, because this is a live look. 285 westbound, top end of the perimeter. I believe he just passed Georgia 400, and I'm not seeing any rain there. Doesn't have the windshield wipers on, so it looks pretty good. Let's take a look at conditions overall, because right now this morning everything seems to be clear. Want to take a quick look at your ride. Good morning, Johns Creek. If you're coming down Medlock Bridge 141 all the way to the perimeter, you're averaging around 50 miles per hour. No delays at all. It's an 11-mile commute from State Bridge down to 285. That's about a 14-minute trip there. And then if we want to just take a quick look at 78 Stone Mountain Freeway, that looks good as well. A 16-minute trip from Scenic Highway 124 to the perimeter. That's 14 miles, FYI. And here is a live look off of one of our GDOT cameras. We have access to over 1,000 of them right there at the Stone Mountain bypass, and that looks good as well. That's a look at traffic.
All right, thank you very much, Harry. Your time right now is 12 minutes after 5. The search this morning for the masked bandits who left a group of restaurant workers and some customers locked in a freezer during a robbery.
And today we'll feature another tribute to the civil rights pioneers who were bloodied in their fight for the right to vote. We take a look at the March to Montgomery today. Welcome back. It's 5:15. This morning, police are searching for two men who robbed a Domino's on Terra Boulevard. Jonesboro police say the men were masked and wearing gloves. They rounded up the employees and the customers and then locked all of them into a freezer. The store manager handed over cash from the register but was still pistol whipped. A customer in the freezer managed to call for help on a cell phone.
Well, Islamic State says it welcomes the chance to ally with West African terror group Boko Haram. Now, ISIS released an audio recording saying the pledge from Boko Haram means its form of government has spread into Africa. Boko Haram posted a video on Saturday swearing allegiance to ISIS. Well, today a group of marchers will arrive in Montgomery, Alabama to continue to mark 50 years since the Selma March. The group left Selma on Monday to recreate the journey from back in 1965. They'll arrive at the state capitol today. Remembrances for the 50th anniversary of the march began this weekend. During the original march, protesters seeking voting rights were attacked and beaten by police. It was a key moment in the civil rights movement and led to the Voting Rights Act.
Wisconsin's Attorney General says the report on Tony Robinson's shooting should be sent to a prosecutor within the next 2 weeks. Robinson, a biracial man, was shot and killed by a white police officer a week ago in Madison. Police say Robinson assaulted the officer. Protests have taken place nearly every day since. Wisconsin's Attorney General is calling for patience during this investigation. Robinson's funeral will be tomorrow.
Well, Six Flags Over Georgia is holding a special preview today of a change to the Batman ride before it opens tomorrow. The roller coaster will be running backwards through May 10th. Well, today the park is letting some invited guests get a first taste of the flipped route. Six Flags opens for the 2015 season at 10 tomorrow morning.
Woo, that'll make you dizzy just watching that video. Nice. Wow. Well, Jennifer, you know, if you're going to the amusement park today, you're going to want to have an umbrella, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't go today. I just wouldn't go. Go a different day because it's going to rain all day long. Today, tomorrow, we've got some rain as well. Go Sunday. Sunday's a better day, or Monday, or Tuesday, or Wednesday. Let me show you what's going on because we've got a couple days of rain, but then we've got several dry days to get things done. Outside right now, it's just a rainy start to our Friday. And it's Friday the 13th on top of that, so please drive carefully. Right now, if you're driving on I-20 through the city, downtown connector, 285, pretty much I-20 east of Atlanta, you've got rain this morning, all the way from Covington to Atlanta. Then as you head west of the city, we're dry right now, but obviously all of this rain we're seeing is off and on and off and on. So just because it may be dry right now doesn't mean you'll stay dry. We've got more rain on the way. Dahlonega, Gainesville, Canton all seeing some spotty rain. Dalton, you're seeing some fairly heavy showers, and this is moving to the northeast, so this is heading away from you. So far, rainfall totals haven't been super impressive since midnight, but Griffin, you're picking up 600ths of an inch of rain since midnight, which means just what, in past 30 minutes, you've picked up about 500ths of an inch of rain. So you had a pretty heavy downpour here in the last 30 minutes or so. Stockbridge, Peachtree City, you've picked up 200ths of an inch and just a little bit, a trace in Atlanta at Turner Field. Of course, those rainfall totals will increase today. We're going to see some fairly heavy amounts by 11 o'clock tonight. We're going to see more than 1/4 of an inch in Atlanta and Covington and Canton. Then tomorrow, we're going to see additional rainfall. So when you combine the 2 days together, here's how much rain we're expecting. More than 1/2 an inch in Ellijay and Gainesville. Could see close to 3/4 of an inch in Rome. So a wet next couple of days, cooler next couple of days as well. Obviously, it's been very warm lately, and it's still warm this morning. It's very mild and 54. The problem is these temperatures are actually going to get colder instead of getting warmer this afternoon. So right now it's 55 in Ellijay, 55 in Canton, 54 in Atlanta. Again, it's not going to stay that way. We're actually going to only see highs in the 40s this afternoon. We'll get down to 48 at 11 a.m., 48 at 1 o'clock, and we'll stay right around 48 pretty much all day long. We're not going to see a big change, but this bottom line, that's what it's going to feel like. We're going to see fairly strong winds up to 25 miles an hour. So although actual temperatures will be close to 50, it's going to feel more like 40 this afternoon compared to the 70s we had all week. That's going to be a big change. We've got more rain tomorrow, but about a 50% chance of rain, so not nearly as much rain as we'll see today. And hopefully some of you can still get your outdoor activities done by Sunday. That's when it will finally be dry and you can do anything your little heart desires. On top of that, it will be 73. So go for a bike ride. That's what I'm going to do, Harry. I got a brand new bike.
You did? What kind? Tricycle?
No, it's my first bike since high school.
That's great.
Yeah.
Does it have training wheels?
No, it's got 2 wheels.
All right, so Jim Zorn, photographer extraordinaire, he was on the top end of the perimeter where it was dry and everything was fine. Now, as he's heading south on the perimeter, on the west side of the perimeter, heading down towards I-20, look at all of the rain on the road now. So these conditions are not good. Be very careful when you get out there because it's raining, and as he proceeds southbound, it looks like it's starting to really pick up. Let's go to the big picture though, because overall, no reports of any accidents at this time around the perimeter or just outside the perimeter. Everything looks pretty good. So a quick look at 75 and 575 above town center. That's where 75 and 575 merge there. From Highway 92 down to the merge, that's an 8-mile trip. No delays there. Sixes Road, good morning to you folks in Woodstock, Holly Springs, Canton. No delays so far on 575. You look good to Town Center, and then from Town Center all the way down to the Cobb Cloverleaf, you're clear. Georgia 400, you are clear. Old Milton Parkway to the perimeter in only 14 minutes. And a quick look, if you're starting off at the Mall of Georgia and you're getting on there at 20 Buford Drive, all the way down to the perimeter in only 17 minutes, and everything inside the perimeter is clear. But again, watch out for the rain. That's traffic.
Thank you, Harry. It is 5:21 and 53 degrees right now. Well, the search will resume today for the remaining 2 victims of a military helicopter training crash. We'll tell you what's been hampering their efforts.
The mother of Sarah Jones fires off an angry letter to a top Hollywood trade magazine. Why she's blasting the Hollywood Reporter today.
It is 5:24 and 51 degrees. Well, all new this morning, South Korean police say the man who attacked U.S. Ambassador Mark Lippert intended to kill the diplomat. This morning, Seoul police say that suspect, Kim Jong-un, could be charged with attempted murder. They say Kim has long been angry over U.S. and South Korean military drills and has a history of attacking diplomats. Lippert spent days in the hospital because of that attack, which slashed his face. He was released Tuesday. Well, the attempt to recover the remaining 2 bodies of service members killed in a Florida helicopter crash will resume today if the weather permits. Yeah, look at all that fog there. 7 Marines and 4 soldiers died off the Florida Panhandle in that Tuesday night crash. 9 bodies so far have been recovered. Heavy fog is thought to have also contributed to that crash.
New this morning, the small island of Vanuatu prepares for Cyclone Pam. Now, the storm with 150-mile-per-hour winds has already destroyed homes on other Pacific islands. Vanuatu lies to the east of Australia and has a population of around 270,000 people. The state agricultural commissioner says be careful if you bought kerosene from the Chevron Food Mart at 2755 Claremont Road. That's because it could have been contaminated with gasoline, and that means using it in home heaters or lamps could cause it to explode. Well, right now, the store's kerosene pump is closed, the lines are being cleaned out, and a new shipment of kerosene is being tested. The mother of Sarah Jones sends a letter to The Hollywood Reporter blasting it for publishing details of her daughter's autopsy. Jones was an assistant camera operator from Atlanta who was killed on the set of Midnight Rider a year ago. Elizabeth Jones's letter says she's stunned and appalled the report would put out for the world to see. Now, she also says that no one should think that the report was actually newsworthy. The film's director is serving 2 years in county jail, and other producers were given probation in Jones's death.
Well, if you visit Robins Air Force Base, located just south of Macon, you're going to likely hear the Guard wish you a blessed day. Guards were banned from using that greeting after a military member complained. But base officials announced last night that after further review, they determined the phrase does not violate Air Force standards.
Your time right now is 5:26 and your temperature 52 degrees. The controversial homework assignment given by a Fulton County school. Why some parents say it's exposing children too young to the horrors of the racist past.
A new video of a patrol car striking a pedestrian is released. Hear why the victim's family says the video shows what they've been saying all along. You're watching CBS 46 News.